You might have seen we already did door hinges on this guy, and we're still having problems with this handle. It doesn't seem to be moving the door lock latch like it should, but the thing is, this handle works flawlessly. I mean, if you get in here with me and we close her on up and then we just, oh, so good. And I don't know, there's 3 cables that come out of that. What's up, dog? 3 cables that come out of the latch there. One for this handle, one for that handle, and one for the lock. And the lock also seems to be working just fine. See? No problems there. And so that tells me something's wrong with either that cable or the handle or the actuator. I don't know. I got some trim tools, and I think how I'm going to tackle this is take switches off and then just see what I can. I'll bring you in here. I'll show you. Maybe anything that looks like it can pop out, I'll probably pop out. Like the switches usually have to go. These little like covers, usually there's a bolt behind there. Sometimes people put bolts behind the armrest. Sometimes anything with a seam could pop out, but I don't really know. This one is kind of falling apart, so I don't want to put too much pressure on it, but at the same point, if I break a few things, I can always just super glue it back together. You should watch this video to completion so you don't destroy your door, and you know how to do it the right way. I'm going to keep going. Maybe? Ha! Some electrical connectors. And all I'm doing here is just getting a screwdriver. Perfect. That was not intentional. Getting a screwdriver under these little clips. It's nice to be able to press on it with the flathead, because unless you got really long nails or something, you're going to have a really hard time getting those out. So you could use a pick as well, or anything really, probably a pocket knife. But try not to drop yours on the ground. I don't think that's good for them. Yeah, it's good. Una. Little guy there popped right out. Popped right out. Popped right out. Let's take a look here. What do we got? Bolt there. Bolt there and there. And then bolt there. That seems like enough bolts to hold the door on, or panel anyways. Actually, you know what? The door's only held on by 4 as well. It doesn't matter. I'm going to take those 4 out and then see if I can pry the door panel off. I might actually make this 2 videos again. One for the panel and the door lock latch thing I'm diagnosing. What do you think about that? Pop right out. Now I'm going to go around the perimeter of the door and see if I can just pry it out with this pry tool. You got to be careful. There are clips back here that you're probably going to break. I'm going to break them for sure. But you can replace them or glue it if you want. I got to show you something. Think that guy right there. It was behind this little trim piece. If you recall, we had this guy with the 1 bolt. It was behind that, and I think maybe that's preventing me from pulling it off. Okay. Oh, yeah. We got these little guys. Come on. Come on. It's just, it'd be way easier if I wasn't filming. We got these little guys that, I don't really know. Oh, okay. Perfect. So that just pops out like that. And I'm guessing then maybe this does the same thing. Perfect. That was easy. And then I got a cord down here for this light. I'm gonna rip that cord if I don't use 2 hands here. So stand by. Okie doke. God dang it. Don't drop stuff like I do. Yeah. So it's just a little clip there. Same thing, screwdriver trick to get it out. and then you can set that light aside. That's all there is to the door panel. So whatever you took it off for, get that part done. Speakers, maybe a new sound system, a new switch harness. I don't know, whatever you took it off for, do that, and then we'll put it back on. That's a latch. This is the lock, and the other latch is right in here. I think this cord probably is the exterior door handle. The problem is I don't know if I'm able to adjust it at all. Right there. That's the guy we're working with. And I think it's just maybe not pulling up far enough, easily enough. So I'm gonna see if I can maybe adjust it just a little bit. I don't know how yet, but I'm gonna work on it. So it popped out of that little housing. Well, what I did was I kind of like bent it and pulled it up toward the top of the door, and it ended up popping out. So unfortunately, I think maybe my cable is stretched, and that could be the problem. But I'm gonna keep playing with this and see. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Maybe I'll do it from like outside the window. Have to roll that down. I plugged my switch in momentarily so I can close this, and check this out. Look, so this is our exterior door handle. Perfect. So, question is this stripped or stretched, or is this the problem? I don't know the answer to that. I don't know what I'm going to do here yet. So this is kind of silly. Well, first I'll show you this. I think my my cable is stretched, so I went ahead and threw some metal zip ties on that guy, which will hopefully keep it stretched a little bit. I don't know if that's gonna work, but I was going to test it and I was like, I can't find all those pieces I was just working on, and I couldn't figure it out at all. And then I realized, windows down. Tinted window against the black frame, just, you know. And ended up taking the Torx screw out of here because I can't get the cable. You guys have seen me complain about Nissan a lot on this channel. I could not get this back on. So what I did is I went in here and I bent this by hand. I just pulled it. I don't know what it is, just a little metal structural support. I bent it by hand because it was in the way. This has to go in from the back side. Why? Because Nissan. The good news is my little zip tie trick, I think, worked. Now, haha! Oh my God, so good. Yes! Now that we got that all sorted, we're gonna put the door panel back on. So easy. It's like, if you didn't break anything, man, you're in for a treat. This is gonna be quick. I do want to show you, if you do break these clips, they just pop out like that, and then you go to the O'Reilly's or AutoZone or Napa or CarQuest, Advanced Auto, Amazon, Rock Auto, eBay, carparts.com, not Temu, and then you pop it back on. I'm gonna start with my light. I had a couple of clips that just stayed in the bottom of the door there. And you just tap all the way around like that. I don't know, there's probably a better way to do it, but that's the way I do it. I'm gonna put some bolts back in. You gotta do the guy by the handle first, because we're about to cover it up. These gloves they're done. They're done. I forgot to put the Torx screw back in the door handle. A couple things going on here. I went ahead and looped that guy back up to its clip right there. This cable's just too long, probably because Nissan uses it for a lot of different vehicles. And there's a chance the window could catch it. So just make sure you get that clip back in up there. If your clip breaks, just zip tie it. Having a hard time Getting that to go in. There we go. It's just kind of tight. Alright. That's our door lock. See if it works. It does. Okay. Then our interior handle. Sorry for the shakiness here. I might have to use two hands. Yeah. That was a two-handed operation, but that's done now. Now let's put the bolts on. I forgot to do the Torx bit again. Torx bit is in. I know that. I double checked. You saw me do it. Third time's the charm. Now I'm losing clips. This job's getting frustrating. Okay, now we're gonna go do the bolts. Yep, we're almost done. Job well done. And that's it for a door panel. That's really, I mean, that's pretty easy, right? Let's do a final test on this door. Oh, yeah. See? Oh, yeah. So good. So good. Oh, yeah. Be very careful now when you're opening and closing it, because I don't want to fix it again. I got good news. The fix we did worked flawlessly until I locked the car with a fob, and something's wrong with this cable. It's just not resetting all the way when it automatically locks. And so I made another video of taking a door panel off when your door won't open. I'll probably link that somewhere below. And then I thought maybe I fixed it again, and it happened again. So after taking the door panel off with the door not opening for the second time, I decided I would go to the internet and buy the second cheapest part I could find. So we'll show you how to put that in. We're working in the dark again. If you don't believe me, just take a few steps further. See how dark it is? Same procedure as before. Door panel comes off. Unhook everything from all of your handles and latches. You should have 3 cables. Exterior door handle, interior door handle, lock. And then you have 3 Torx head bolts to get this whole mechanism out. I think if I take these out, it should just slide out of this back part, come out, pop the new one in, and it's a pretty quick job. Got all 3 of those guys out, and now it should, with a little bit of finagle, you should use 2 hands when you do yours. It's kind of challenging. What's getting caught on something? Oh, that's the door lock cylinder. So I'm glad I didn't just start yanking. These guys come out by pulling this little clip back, and then the rod snaps out. So don't forget to hook that back up when you go put your new one in. Now, what in the hell? There's an electrical connector. Stand by. So that pops off with the screwdriver. And now, come on, this is getting unreal. There we go. Orientation is very important. So if you look at your door and look at your part, you've got 2 screws on the bottom, 1 screw on top. This door latch part goes up in that corner, and don't forget to plug in the electrical connector. Got the 3 screws in, got the door lock in there, and then got this guy. This is the hardest part of this whole job. I bent the frame of my door. I think I probably showed you that before. I would recommend doing that to your, well, I don't know if I should say that. Do whatever you want. It's your rig. If you can get your tiny little hands up there, good on you. You guys have seen the door panel and all that before, so I'm going to full send and get this thing out of here. Moment of truth. Son of a bitch.